I think it's time to tell a couple of ghost stories. My first story comes from uh, Searsport, above what used to be, I think, Nancy's Fancies or some other business in there on the first floor. Besides what is now or used to be the Grasshopper Shop, and basically the end of the brick block between, is it Park Street and oh gosh, what's the name of that other street? Anyway, on Main Street, on the second floor, there's an apartment. And back in the late 80s, early 90s, I was serving as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And part of my responsibilities and duties was working with the full-time missionaries assigned to the area. And usually these were, like 18 to 20, 21-year-old young men. And they had just moved from a Belfast apartment, redistricted, whatever they want to call it, to Searsport. And they moved into this apartment. And they told me, Brother Ron, we're having trouble. And so me and Frederick Dennis Hutchins, the first, went and checked out the apartment with him. And I asked them to describe what was, what the problem was. And we walked through the apartment, and they were describing, just weird stuff, things that were going bump in the night, and just a creepy feeling. And, before they even told me there was a creepy feeling, I felt the creepy feeling, and Rick Hutchins kind of felt the creepy feeling. And as we were looking around and talking about the different things, an overwhelming impression came to me that what they were experiencing, these two boys were very spiritual. They were holy. They were, completely dedicated to serving their mission, and they were better than Boy Scout, Eagle Scouts in the finest kind of way. Loyal, thrifty, brave, clean, reverent, all that stuff. And it was a sensitive thing to them to feel this eerie, spooky feeling. It occurred to me that because these boys were so, squeaky clean, highly moral, that they felt what I determined to be bathtub ring. And any place you move into, whether it's a new home for you or an apartment, there's residual spirit left from the people who were there before you. If they were, naughty, let's say, or, did some things that weren't really conducive to righteousness, that opens the door to, the darker things, and, the darker spirit realm. And you're flirting with disaster if you start doing like Ouija boards and that kind of funky stuff. And so it was determined that this is what was going on. So the elders, the young men, they were on the verge of telling their mission president that they needed to get a new apartment. And I told them, look, we'll do this way. So with the authority of the priesthood that Brother Hutchins and I held, and the missionaries held, as elders in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, basically I raised my hand to the square, and in the name of Jesus Christ told these spirits to vacate. They weren't welcome, and they needed to leave. And I'm not saying that, it was a miracle. I'm not saying that it happened instantly, but the missionaries slept better from that point on. And they didn't feel any more of the spooky, eerie things. So, that's kind of one story.